Hello YouTube, I'm Shaz and today I'll be talking about something that is quite close to my heart. It's animal testing within the beauty industry. Beauty companies are lying to their customers about animal testing. They state that on their websites that they're against animal testing, but this isn't true. Companies like MAC, Olay, Avon, NARS, Estee Lauder, Maybelline, Rimmel, Max Factor, Chanel, D&G, etc. Some companies may trick you into thinking that they're cruelty-free. For example, MAC Cosmetics. If you look on their website, they have a cruelty-free statement, which is this. MAC does not test on animals. We do not own any animal testing facilities, and we never ask others to test on animals for us. While some governments conduct animal testing to prove safety before they will allow us to sell our products, MAC has never tested on animals, and we continue to be a leader in the movement to end animal testing globally. To this end, we are proud to partner with IVS, Institute for In Vitro Sciences, to expand the use and acceptance of non-animal testing methods worldwide. That sounds great, right? Yeah, it sounds like they don't test on animals at all. That's what I thought when I first started buying MAC products. However, companies like this have very misleading statements, key phrases being about the government and the law. If cosmetics are sold in China outside of an airport, they must be tested on animals by law. So MAC is saying that they're against animal testing, but they're happy to put profits before animals and let the Chinese government test on animals on their behalf. This is a loophole that allows MAC to state that they do not use animal testing. Don't worry if your cosmetics say made in China on them, as products made there are not required to undergo animal testing, just if they are sold there. Their parent company, Estee Lauder, is also quite proud to sell in China. Other companies may actually be cruelty-free, but owned by a company which still tests and sells in China. It's up to you if you buy from these companies. Personally, I don't, as I try to avoid as much animal testing as I can. When The Body Shop was bought out by L'Oreal, I stopped going there. L'Oreal is one of the worst companies for animal testing. Thankfully, The Body Shop is no longer owned by L'Oreal. Benefit and NYX are other examples of cruelty-free brands that are owned by pro-animal testing companies. If you look at a company's website, it is sometimes hard to tell if they are testing or not. Things to look out for are statements that use phrases like, "we're required by law," or "we are committed to ending animal testing." Basically, if the statement sounds kind of vague, then they probably test on animals. Avon is a good example of a confusing statement. In their statement, they have an FAQ almost. Does Avon test on animals? No, Avon does not test on animals, and was the first major cosmetic company to end animal testing nearly 30 years ago. That's great, thanks Avon. Wow, sounds like a company I could get behind if it wasn't a pyramid scheme. If Avon doesn't test on animals, why does PETA include Avon on a list of companies that test on animals? Although Avon does not test on animals, PETA includes Avon on its list of companies that sell beauty products in China. China legally requires animal testing on products it designates as special use, such as sunscreens and deodorants sold in China, as well as ordinary cosmetics imported to China. The Chinese government conducts these tests at laboratories accredited by the Chinese Food and Drug Administration. I will give Avon credit, they're very open and honest about their animal testing. They explain clearly what is happening and why. They even have this question. Why doesn't Avon stop selling products in China? See, this is probably the most upfront and honest animal cruelty statement I have seen from a beauty company, so I will give them that credit, but also they're basically saying that they're dicks because they keep putting profits before animals, essentially. And this is where the BS comes in. So, why doesn't Avon stop selling products in China? They say, we are optimistic that Avon's influence as a leading global cosmetics company can help advance the Chinese government's acceptance of non-animal testing methods with the goal of ending animal testing. We work in partnership with scientific organizations that are developing new approaches to product safety evaluation that don't use animals, as well as with personal care products industry associations. We are encouraged to see progress being made in negotiations with the Chinese authorities. For example, in 2014, China ended its animal testing requirements for many ordinary cosmetics, including makeup, skin, hair and nail care products, and fragrances that are produced in China. This is some grade A BS right there. I like how they use the word produced. The sentence makes it seem like they've done a lot of work, and they haven't. And that China is ending its animal testing policy. They aren't. And that Avon really does care about animals. They don't. If you want to stop the Chinese government testing on animals, then stop selling your products in China. Stop funding them. Stop putting your profits above animal welfare. Using Avon's influence is total bullshit. If more companies start pulling out of the Chinese market, maybe people would start listening and do their research as to why. But companies are fueled by greed. This statement totally contradicts Avon's statement that they are against animal cruelty and testing. When you buy from a company like Mac or Avon, you're paying for the animal testing too. I always say that one of the best ways to get through to a company is with money. I refuse to buy cosmetics from cruel companies. I also try my absolute best to make sure other household items are cruelty-free, such as shampoo, cleaning products, even toothpaste. Pro tip, Sainsbury's own brand products are now Leaping Bunny certified. When a company is truly cruelty-free, they will show it. Take a look at Barry M's website. It is front and centre that they are cruelty-free. Some brands won't be Leaping Bunny certified, particularly smaller brands, as it's quite expensive for them. I'm still happy to buy from these companies though, as they are usually very clear about their animal testing policy. In my experience, smaller and cheaper brands seem to be more likely to be cruelty-free. Take Barry M, Elf, Revolution, even Primark's makeup for example, all affordable and cruelty-free. Large corporations will always put money before animals. I used to buy Rimmel and MAC cosmetics all the time, as I was misled by their statements. I thought that they were sincere, but if they were that serious about ending animal testing, they wouldn't pay for it. Sure, smaller brands might not be as good, but they are getting better all the time. I don't think you should throw away all your MAC makeup or whatever, but maybe next time you're buying, check out if the company's cruelty-free, and if their parent company sells in China or not. It'll probably save you money too. If you want a list of cruelty-free companies, then I recommend you check out crueltyfreekitty.com. The site is updated regularly, and it's useful if the company website is vague. They really hate letting you know if they test on animals or not. So, pro tip, if the website is vague, then yes, they probably do test on animals. It's something that is really close to my heart, and I hope that we can end it soon. We don't need to test on animals in this day and age. We have the technology to do it without this cruelty. And the fact that companies are lying and say, we don't test on animals, when they pay for it, it's just misleading the consumer, and they give this BS statement that, oh, we care about animals, we're trying to stop the cruelty, oh, look at us, we're leading the way. No. So next time you're buying makeup, please look into it. Please look into who you're buying, what the parent company is, where the money is going. It'll probably save you money, as the more expensive and particularly the designer brand makeup is nearly always tested on animals. It's just not worth it. There are other things you can do and other brands that you can buy that are cruelty-free, and a lot of makeup these days is even vegan, so even better. So I would just like you to take that away from today's video, to just think before you buy and, hit companies where it hurts the most, their profits. That's all they care about. Thanks for watching. See you next time.